Hey everyone, my name is Jamie and this is my jungle. Well, this is part of it. Today I'm going to be repotting some plants and I thought it'd be fun to bring you guys along with me. So without further ado, let's go ahead and repot some plants. All right, so we're at my kitchen table and I've got my soil and I've got my potting mat and I've got my plants. So now we can go ahead and get started with the repotting. So I'm starting with my Hoya pubicalyx, and it is in about like a 5-ish, 6-ish inch pot, and I'm starting to uncoil all the vines off of this trellis, this wooden trellis that I actually don't like. Because it's wooden and like wood trellises can sometimes rot, as you can see, rot in soil. So I'm taking it off. I just used it to get more leaves growing on the vines. But yeah, I took it out and now I am going to transfer it into a bigger pot. The bigger pot, I'm pretty sure, is about like a 8-inch pot probably, so just a few inches bigger than its original pot. And when repotting, you only want to upsize about, like 1, 2, you can sometimes do 3 inches, but keeping it at about 1 or 2 inches bigger than the original pot size is ideal. So I'm just shimmying the root ball out of the pot. And you can see the roots. The roots are pretty full in the soil, but I mean, they're not crazy, but it's still good enough to upsize the pot. The reason why I am upsizing the pot for this particular plant is because it was drying out way too often and I was having to water it like more often than what I would like to. So yeah, I'm putting it into a bigger pot. So here I'm just filling in around the sides with soil. And as you've seen earlier, I wasn't sure if I was going to have enough soil for all the plants that I'm repotting, but it ended up working out, so that was great. And now I'm all done repotting my Hoya pubicalyx. Okay, so now I'm going to repot my neon pothos, and this girl has needed a repot for a long time. As you could see, there were lots of roots that you could see from the outside of the pot. It was getting really root bound and drying out like all the time, so it's really gonna like this new pot that I'm gonna put it in. So I'm just putting some soil in the bottom of the pot so that the plant doesn't sit too low in the pot. And I'm just gonna plop it in there. And I'm not gonna mess with the root ball too much. I'm not gonna like get any dirt off of it or anything like that. You can if you want to, but I found it doesn't really make that much of a difference. So just to be quicker, I just plop it right in and then I start filling in around the edges with new soil. as I'm filling in with soil on the edges, I'm making sure to push it down to the bottom of the pot with my hands, just to make sure that I'm not leaving any air pockets in the pot, meaning there are areas where there's no soil. I just want to make sure that like the new soil is going to be touching all of the old root ball. I'm all done with repotting my neon pothos, and this is actually going to be a hanging pot, so I put a hanger on it and then I hung it up in my living room, and it was really cute. So now I'm going to be repotting my tiny little spider plant. I got this as a cutting from one of my friends, and it hasn't been in this little pot for too long, so it really rooted up really well. As you can see, the roots are crazy in there, and it has eaten up most of the soil, so it really does need a new pot. So I'm going to be putting it in a new pot about an inch bigger than its original pot. And as you can see, it fits perfectly snug in there. I'm just going to add a little bit more soil to the bottom so it doesn't sit as low in the pot. Oh, she's so cute. I love her so much. I love a variegated spider plant. And then I'm just going to start filling in with new soil. Another good trick that a lot of plant people will do when repotting is shimmying their pot to make sure all the soil gets down to the bottom of the pot. And now she's all done, so she's looking super cute. And the next plant I'm going to be repotting is my Hoya Sunrise, and it is really root bound in this little cup. It's been needing a repot for a while. Alright, I'm just filling up some soil in the bottom of the pot, and then I'm going to plop my plant into the pot and just fill up around the sides like we did before. Again, make sure to push down the soil on the sides so there are no air pockets. And now I'm all done. And she looks really good in this pot, and hopefully she'll do great. Thank you guys so much for taking time out of your day and repotting some plants with me. Hopefully you enjoyed this video, and if you did, go ahead and give it a big thumbs up. And if you like videos like this, then go ahead and subscribe to my channel. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day, and happy planting.